Hi folks, and welcome to this week's Topical Deep Dive. And for this week, we're going to take a look at the Roku Channel. Now that's Roku's free streaming option. We're going to go over what it is, what you can watch, and where you can watch it. Spoiler alert, you don't actually need a Roku device to check out the Roku Channel. In any case, if you've been curious about what this streaming service has to offer but haven't actually explored it yet, I hope you find this one useful. These are 5 things you should know about the Roku Channel. Number 1. What is the Roku Channel? Yep, as always, the first question is the most basic, so let's start there. So you know how when most people think about Roku, they probably associate it with their dedicated streaming devices and all the various services you can stream from them, like Netflix, YouTube, and more. Well, the Roku Channel is Roku's own in-house streaming offering, and the main draw here is that the content on offer is free for the most part. And by that we mean there are options for premium subscription content, which we'll get into later, but the main library of shows and movies is indeed free. And yes, like a lot of other free streaming services out there right now, the Roku Channel makes money via ads, so if you're giving the channel a shot for the first time, just a heads up that you'll likely have some ads coming your way. And as a side note, Jess and I discussed the potential growth of free streaming services this year in our 2021 predictions video, and you can find a link to that discussion in the video description down below. Number 2, what's the current lineup like? So just like with any other streaming service, free or otherwise, the exact content and lineup for the Roku Channel does tend to vary from time to time. That being said, we're recording this video in early February of 2021, and here's where things currently stand as far as what you can watch on the Roku Channel. According to the company, you can expect over 150 streaming channels through the service, and as for content, you get an assortment of classic and more recent TV shows and movies. The company says it's offering thousands of episodes of movies, and while we certainly didn't hand count each one, the estimate seems about right, though again, the exact contents can change over time. For instance, jumping into the service right now showcases new movie editions like Armageddon, My Girl, and Enemy of the State. Meanwhile, recent TV show additions include White Collar, The A-Team, Xena Warrior Princess, and Married at First Sight. You also get access to news, home and lifestyle content, and more. Again, like most services out there, the lineup definitely evolves over time, so it'll really depend on you, the viewer, to determine exactly how appealing or unappealing the library is to you and your household. In other words, your streaming mileage may vary. Number 3, what about premium content? Ah yes, so in addition to the free content, you can also sign up for premium subscriptions within the Roku Channel. You can see some examples of what's available on your screen right now, and you'll likely notice some big name options here, including Showtime, Cinemax, Starz, and more. Now, part of Roku's pitch here is that you can sign up for multiple premium services through the Roku Channel and manage those subscriptions through a single monthly bill, which, if you're coming from, say, a traditional cable service with premium add-ons, might be more convenient than juggling multiple accounts and payments. You'll also be able to view premium content along the Roku Channel's free and live TV options, which also could be more convenient. And in case you're wondering, HBO was recently removed from the Roku Channel's premium options as part of the deal to bring HBO Max to Roku devices. And the company says that those who had HBO accounts through the Roku Channel before its removal will automatically be converted to HBO Max accounts toward the end of February 2021. We'll have a link to Roku's support page on the topic down below in case you want to know more. Oh, also, depending on the service in question, you might also score some decent free trial periods as well, which can definitely come in handy when you're deciding whether or not to pay for premium content. Now, with all that being said, there are some caveats we should definitely note here. For one, if you already have premium subscriptions through other services like Hulu or traditional cable, those can't be used to access premium content through the Roku Channel. You'll need to sign up for those premium services through the Roku Channel itself. Conversely, signing up for premium content through the Roku Channel does not grant you access to that content outside of the service. In other words, you'll have to view that premium content through the Roku Channel. Now, depending on how you like to view your content or whether or not you already have some of those premium add-ons elsewhere, those caveats may or may not matter to you, but they're definitely worth mentioning. And we have another note on premium subscriptions we'll get into in the next section. Number 4, where can I watch it? Well, the unsurprising news here is that you can check out the Roku Channel from the company's current lineup of streaming devices, whether that's the lower-cost Express or the updated Ultra, which we reviewed last year. Additionally, the channel is also available beyond the company's own ecosystem of devices, including a dedicated app on both iOS and Android. So that means you can check out the Roku channel even without an actual Roku device. And if you do have some of the company's hardware, you can also download the standard Roku app, which also allows access to the Roku channel alongside smartphone-based controls for your streaming device. And beyond the mobile apps, you can also access the service on Samsung Smart TVs, depending on which version of Samsung's Tizen OS your TV is running, and you can see the specs on your screen right now. And as noted on screen, you can also run the app on Fire TV devices, and that includes dedicated Fire TV streaming devices, smart TVs, and Fire TV soundbars. Elsewhere, you can also access the Roku channel via a standard web browser, no app required, and you can see what that support is like on your screen right now. And you might notice that browser support also includes mobile options on Android and iOS, in case you'd rather go that route instead of the dedicated app. And you might also notice the exception for live content support on Microsoft's Edge browser on Windows PCs. Well, for what it's worth, we fired up the Roku channel on a Windows PC via the Edge browser, and we were able to stream live content without issue. That being said, it's possible there are still some lingering compatibility issues in there somewhere, or perhaps the support page hasn't been updated in a while. In either case, just a heads up for all you Edge users out there. Oh, and that note about premium content we mentioned earlier, well, at the moment at least, premium subscriptions are unavailable on the Roku channel if you're accessing the service through those supported Samsung Smart TVs or Fire TV devices. Now that may change in the future, and we'll definitely let you know over on cordcuttersnews.com if it does, but for now, just be aware of that limitation. Of course, these newer options open up more potential revenue sources for Roku, but it does mean the streaming service isn't necessarily tied to the company's devices, which could be good news for folks who are curious but who haven't yet invested in the company's hardware. Number 5. What's all this about Quibi? Ah yes, remember Quibi? If not, here's a quick bite summary. Quibi was a new streaming service that launched just last year with a heavy focus on mobile-first streaming and content that was quick to consume. So instead of half-hour or hour-long episodes, you got 5 to 10-minute episodes you could consume on the way to work or on your work break or wherever. Well, Quibi launched right about when many of us started working from home for the first time, and that, among other factors, led to the service's demise just a few months after its launch. However, there was a considerable amount of original content created for the service, and it suddenly had no place to go. So Roku jumped in and secured the rights to that Quibi content, and now around 75 new shows will be coming to the Roku channel sometime soon. Now here in early February of 2021, we're not 100% sure exactly when that new content will drop, but we're definitely going to keep a close eye on things, and we'll update you once we learn more. Stay tuned to our news website, cordcuttersnews.com, for all the latest info there. And so there you go. Those are 5 things you should know about the Roku channel. And of course, one of the perks about doing these kinds of videos is that those of you who may not have heard of the Roku channel can also turn to you, our viewers and subscribers. So if you've already given the Roku channel a test drive, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section down below. You'd be doing your fellow cord cutters and streamers a favor by sharing your own insights and experiences. And as always, thanks for tuning in. And if you found this topic at all useful, we'd certainly appreciate it if you clicked on those like and subscribe buttons down below to join our YouTube channel. We have a regular schedule of content on this channel and that you just might enjoy. On Wednesdays, Jess hosts a live Q&A session with our viewers and subscribers. It's a fantastic way to get in touch with and interact with our fellow cord cutters and streamers out there, and you're always invited. And on Thursdays, we dive deep into specific topics, like this week's subject, the Roku channel. And then on Fridays, we wrap up the week in cord cutting and streaming news with Cord Cutting Weekly. And don't forget to follow our news website, cordcuttersnews.com. For now, though, my name is Philip Palermo. Thanks again for watching. Take care.